Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the zoo we call Earth, welcome to another wondrous episode of CommentForce, this time the 24th edition. We have talked together now for 24 weeks and a few missed weeks in there, so maybe like 26, 27 weeks. It feels like longer. It feels like 24 years, but it's only been 24 weeks, and so we are ready to kick it off with your comments, your feedback, your questions, your brilliant ideas, and sometimes your incredibly crazy thoughts. But we'll begin first by asking my co-hosts, Jake and Gabe, how their weeks went.
My week went, pretty darn well. Made that top 5 games of August video for you guys yesterday. You guys can check that out if you haven't. Besides that, some Dunkirking. Did some of that. And...
You did Dunkirking? You were rescuing people from the seas?
Okay, that's even better.
I went to a reenactment.
Yikes, that's a very intense reenactment.
Yeah, very, very. That is an intense movie. I hope you guys get to see it.
I'm going to go against my better judgment in the movie I want to see, which is
oh, God.
Opposite.
Don't say emoji. Don't say emoji.
No.
Oh.
Although there's a lot of emoji love on some of our videos this week. But I'm not going to say that. I want to see Logan Lucky.
That looks cool. That looks very cool, actually.
Yeah, so I'm interested in that. Jake, what have you been doing?
Well, I've been researching Cappy and his inner workings, his anatomy.
His anatomy.
Yeah.
How many muscles does he have?
He's one big muscle. He's kind of like a jellyfish or something.
So he'd be a real delicious meal, just one thick, juicy muscle.
Or the scariest thing to sit on your head ever.
Okay. Someone asked a really good question about what would happen if Mario threw Cappy at Kirby, but Kirby swallowed Cappy? Would Cappy be Kirby, or would Kirby be Cappy? And I was just blown away.
Okay.
Whoa.
Last thing, Zach, that I've been up to that I'll tease, right? We have something very cool coming soon. We can't say when, we can't say what, but something very cool coming very, very soon, especially for you boys and girls that like to Switch. I believe that's all I can say. From what I can remember.
I hope that all of our viewers like the Switch.
So basically, stay tuned for Gabe's pregnancy announcement in a few days.
Yes. What?
He's pregnant with footage.
Yeah, I am pregnant with footage. That's true.
All right, let's kick things off with Sneaky Walrus Toucher, the sneakiest of touchers.
Sounds like a dangerous job.
That's a great name.
He has a prediction for confirmed Switch games. Not all of these are confirmed, but he says he has predictions for release games and release months for next year. So he's going to go and say 2018 Switch. We've got the Virtual Console in January, plausible with the online app launching. He says the new Yoshi game with the placeholder title in February. Nothing in March. I guess they're just going to have a hoopla to celebrate the 1 year. And then April will be the unnamed Kirby. And he's calling for a Smash Bros. Port in June, Mario Party 11 in July, Pikmin 4 in August, and then a new Switch exclusive Pokemon in November.
What about Metroid?
Yeah, Metroid. He's like, nope.
Apparently, he's going with Gabe and thinking that Metroid ain't gonna make it.
I also think Pokemon isn't next year, but
Yes. Well, I think that Metroid is more likely to be 2018 than Pokemon.
Yeah, because at least we had a logo and stuff for Metroid. We had a paper drawing for Pokemon. So, I really don't think Pokemon is going to be ready next year.
We got some bullet points.
Yeah.
Well, also we had Sun and Moon in 2016, and we're gonna have Ultra Sun and Moon in 2017. So I feel like 2018 is an off year for the Pokemon company.
Yeah.
And Metroid maybe seems a little bit more...
Maybe switch Pokemon and Metroid.
Switch them up? Oh, I thought you were saying switch Pokemon and Metroid, like the Switch Pokemon.
No. Put Metroid in place of Pokemon.
Replace them. Not Switch as in the console. Switch as in the...
Well, because what I was going to say
Darn you, Nintendo, for making your console a verb.
It's hard to have a year one that has both Mario and Zelda, and then what do you put in year two? And I feel like Metroid Prime 4 would at least garner a lot of hype. I mean, Pokemon would as well, but I just don't see that happening.
I foresee a Donkey Kong game, whatever Retro's doing, which might be a Donkey Kong game. I don't know. But
I like the rest of his list.
Yeah, I definitely like the rest of it. I'm also skeptical about Mario Party, but that's just because I don't know that Mario Party 11 on Switch like this early is a good thing. I don't know.
I'm down for it if it works.
Gabe's just figuring out some way to be down about this.
I just don't feel it in my gut, Jake. You know that feeling in your gut when it's basically instinct when you know, hey, that's gonna happen or no, that's not gonna happen. I don't feel it. I don't feel it.
Gabe's gut. That's our new segment, weekly segment.
Oh God, what's going on in Gabe's gut this week?
Yeah,
a little bit of fried chicken, a little bit of rice, a little bit of predictions.
Adam Gaming 888 says, "I think there will be a WarioWare game where you get to take advantage of the Switch having 2 Joy-Con by giving the second Joy-Con to another player and playing 2 players. I also think it will highly rely on using HD Rumble on the Switch."
So basically, 1-2 Switch, but WarioWare.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
I think that the difference between 1-2 Switch and WarioWare is a little bit greater than you're giving credit, but I also saw some people mention that maybe, since Nintendo is trying to evolve their franchises, maybe Mario Party will see an evolution of its own, since we talked a lot about that last CommentForce, and maybe they will fuse the two, and so like Wario will suck Wreck-It Ralph style, suck all the Mushroom Kingdom characters into like his arcade cabinet, and we'll have like a Wario Party.
Ooh,
dude, Wario Party? That's the way to go.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I don't know. I feel like they might be like testing with like Monopoly, the way like you set down the Switch in the middle and then play like on it, and maybe they're gonna like make Mario Party something similar to that, and they're testing it with these other generic board games.
That's an interesting point. They could also do Mario Party, Wario Party. Like, so you still have the Mario Party title, but it's Wario Party?
Wario versus Mario Party?
No, just Mario Party, Wario Party.
Okay,
no,
but...
Well, why not just Mario Party cross Wario? You know how they like using their crosses over there.
Like, there's just random, like, interjections where Wario just, like, pops up and you play a random WarioWare game in the middle of your turn.
No, like, the thing is you have to play WarioWare games the entire time until the minigame.
Or, like, how many WarioWare games you get through is how many spaces you move.
Yes. Or it could just be called, like, Mario Party WX.
What?
For, like,
instead
Wario
of DX.
Edition.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I really do miss WarioWare. I think that's one of Nintendo's, at that time, one of their more innovative ideas. That was kind of like their branching out and being a little bit, postmodern or whatever. So I wish that they would bring that back. Splatoon 2, fantastic. ARMS, fantastic. Wario Party, give it to us, baby.
All right. Sierra White says, I personally love the app voice chat. I have about 30 friends who play Splatoon. I'm always switching lobbies/parties, and being able to invite everyone through the app keeps the switching pretty seamless. I've heard a lot of people say, oh, just call your friends on the phone, but this would require constantly calling 3 different people multiple times over one session, which to me seems tedious and just annoying. For me, the app has been amazing. Obviously, an in-game chat client would be the best option, but for me, Nintendo's app is A++. Wow.
Yeah,
High
30
praise.
friends who play Splatoon. You have 30 friends?
Man, I don't even have 30 friends, let alone 30 friends that play Switch,
Yeah.
let alone 30 friends that play Splatoon, let alone 30 friends that have the app. But I thought this was interesting that it's an example of someone loving the app and the fact that they have built a community around the Switch, that the app does help them out. For us, we have a very small friend core, so we're like, okay, we'll use Discord or Skype. But, dude, if you're juggling 30, then yeah, the app does seem to have you covered.
Yeah, dude, we have trouble with Discord with 3 people. I cannot imagine. I don't even think it allows you to do 30 people. Well, I mean, he's not saying that he plays all of them at once, though, so, I mean, that'd be weird. Regardless, I'm glad it's working out for you. That's the big takeaway here. Happy that someone is finding use out of it.
I think, Sierra White, you need to get about 6 clip grips so that you can grip and clip a bunch of phones and just party up with everyone at once.
Yep.
So much clip and grip.
DanCraft X360 says, do you think that maybe Telltale Games could possibly make a Nintendo choice-based game? He suggests F-Zero, Metroid, Star Fox, or even Earthbound. Now, this is interesting because Telltale is bringing Minecraft Story Mode to Switch. They are not bringing
For an outrageous price.
Now, yes, but they are not bringing their other new seasons. Batman was announced, Wolf Among Us, another Walking Dead. Those are not announced for Switch at this time. So while initially the Switch seemed like an ideal platform for Telltale, it hasn't proven to be that. But, Telltale's partnered with stuff like Game of Thrones, stuff like Borderlands, Batman. Do you think there is a possibility they could partner with Nintendo and bring a franchise? And what franchise would you want to see have that choose your own adventure style?
Metroid would be perfect.
Do you think?
Yeah, absolutely perfect, I think.
I don't know, because there's not a lot of like personalities.
Well, I mean, there can be. I mean, how much personality was there to Minecraft until they made it?
Yeah, that's true. Minecraft is just a massive property that I think you get away with. You could just get away with like Charlie Brown parent talk in Minecraft.
Sure, but you can make a Metroid like more like darker. Like it'll be like darker themed. I mean, obviously not mature rated or anything like that. But you can have like Samus like investigating a like planet, or finding clues. Because not that Samus is like detective or anything like that, but there are like little like things, maybe chasing after another Metroid. Who knows?
I feel like even though we don't really like most Star Fox games, I feel like it could be an interesting Telltale game. Like you could send different people out on different missions to explore different planets, or like who are you gonna sacrifice in like epic space battle or things like that. And there's kind of like that core team set up already, and like I don't know, I feel like that would be an interesting one that you could make some weird decisions with.
Yeah, I think maybe not Mario, just because people have such expectations for the Mario characters and giving them voices and all that. Although they did have the Super Show back in the day, so you could kind of make a callback to that and even do it in sort of that style, and I think people would get a huge kick out of that. I have really fallen off the Telltale wagon. They don't seem to really innovate much, but perhaps a Nintendo partnership, sort of how like the Rabbids partnership really elevated the Rabbids franchise, maybe this could elevate Telltale in a similar way, and so doing something, I don't know, even like something with Splatoon to sort of bank on that success, or utilizing the characters of ARMS in a unique way, or I personally, I'm always going to want a King K. Rool game, so give me a little King K. Rool and Claptraps and Kremlings going to work adventure style. But I think this would actually be a brilliant partnership, and we talk a lot about what else could Nintendo do besides the Ubisoft crossover. I feel like this one would work super well, would sell super well, and again, maybe would benefit Telltale and give them a chance to kind of up their game a little.
The only thing I ask, and I mean this sounds like negative, but it's not, please don't like put a Switch tax on these games. Like how Minecraft like costing $40 on Switch, like that's not cool. I'm talking about the Telltale Minecraft, of course. Like that's a lot of like coin for a game that isn't new and is available on other platforms for like way less. And I get it, it does have like the pass that gives you like the 3 extra episodes, but $40 is a steep price to pay for that. Just because I feel like most people are used to paying a certain amount for a Telltale game, and $40 is not that price.
Well, and I don't know if you're still going to say that it's overpriced, but it is the complete, so it is 2 seasons.
Yeah, well, no, it's 1.5 season.
Sure, but I'm saying it's not just one season, so they're giving you the complete. Yeah, I guess it's still an issue because it's $20 on like Wii U, and it's $20. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I don't think the Switch tax has really been as big of an issue as we expected initially, but it does still come through sometimes, and it is annoying. But I love this idea, Dan Kraft, and I think it'd be a good partnership because Telltale would be a great fit on Switch, especially if it took advantage of the touchscreen, some things like that, and possibly a better engine. F-Zero is interesting. Like, don't bring back F-Zero in a racing game, but bring back Captain Falcon and his motley crew in a choose-your-own-adventure driving. It's like Mad Max Nintendo. Yeah.
And I just want to be clear. I just looked it up. Minecraft: The Complete Adventure, which is the one coming to Switch for $40, is $20 on PlayStation 4 and Xbox. So, I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, good point.
Say hello, monster. Hey guys, I'm a big fan of the three of you, and this is the first time I leave a comment on here. Just wanted to say this channel is the best with updated news, reviews, and all-around honest opinions. I picked up Splatoon 2 on launch and have been playing any chance I get since. Earlier, Zach made a video of a quick gear guide, and I wanted to ask you guys if you may have any advice on the best way to make friends you can chat with on Splatoon. The reason I asked is because I would like to enjoy the chat app, and I don't have any friends who have bought the Nintendo Switch yet, and asking them to buy just to play Splatoon with me seems pretty selfish. Well, here, I have a solution for you right here, right now.
Team up with a guy with 30 friends.
Yeah, Sierra White. Send a message to Say Hello Monster. And there you go, Say Hello Monster. You instantly have like 31 friends, or 30. I mean, you're the one. But no, an honest answer is forums. There has to be like forums somewhere, or like even on NeoGAF. There's a NeoGAF thread about Splatoon 2. They have a note over there, and you can just say, "Hey, I'm looking for people to play with," and the people make connections like that all the time. I've seen it, so that's my suggestion. Just pick a forum. Maybe there's even a Splatoon dedicated forum that I don't know about.
I have 3 tips for you.
Okay.
Tip 1. Through our comments, some people have hooked up and played together. So if there's anyone that loves playing Splatoon 2 or would like to play with Say Hello Monster, you can comment on this video, or Say Hello Monster, you can leave a comment and see if you get some replies. Tip 2, I do see a lot of people like just finding people that have cool outfits or make cool picture posts in Splatoon and friending each other that way. You can go and see like recent players and things of that sort. And then tip 3, douse yourself in ink, run through the streets screaming, and see who comes to your aid.
Okay, yeah, the third one is probably the best one. But no, realistically, I think, yes, leave a comment on the video and say, hey, I want to play Splatoon with people, and drop your friend code. Yeah, I think a good amount of people have made connections that way as well.
For sure.
Alrighty, moving on. We see that Brendan H says, I'm picking up Overcooked. I love those great couch co-op games that are just more fun in groups. My wife isn't a big gamer, but she's excited for it. We've had a lot of fun with Puyo Puyo Tetris and Mario Kart. I still need to get Snipper Clips and Death Square. Those are all great couch co-op, or in Mario Kart's case, multiplayer games for sure.
Brandon, shame on you for getting Puyo Puyo before Snipper Clips. And I don't have anything against Puyo Puyo. I just really, really love Snipper Clips.
I want to know, I want you to leak to us, who is R2-D2 married to? Because that seems to be the most interesting aspect of this comment. I'm very curious what a robot wedding is like. No, I think those are great choices. I think Overcooked, aside from Mario Kart, I think Overcooked is my favorite of these. It's a really, really good game.
That's pretty fun too.
You don't like Snipper Clips? Oh man,
I've kind of fallen out of Snipper Clips. Like with Death Square and Overcooked recently, like I don't know that Snipper Clips is as instantly the top choice as it used to be.
It is. You're just crazy.
I've gone through like 50 or 40 stages of Death Square. Really enjoy that. And Overcooked is like the ultimate relationship buster, but also beautiful adventure.
I'm not having any of this.
Ryan Lane says, Nintendo. This is what Nintendo says, I guess, from Ryan. From Nintendo. Nintendo makes an amazing game, but doesn't include any split screen for League Battles or Salmon Run. Oh wait, I can't even play single-player Salmon Run all the time. I guess I'll go into the Turf War. Oh no, I have the wrong weapon equipped, but why can't I change it? I guess I'll just exit. Oh wait, can't exit. Yeah,
all valid points. Very valid points.
And it's interesting. It's like, to me, it's a testament to how good the Splatoon 2 gameplay is that I ignore all of these things that normally would bug the crap out of me in another game. And some people say, like, oh, those are just your Nintendo goggles, but I really don't feel that they are. I feel like the kind of game that Splatoon 2 is, A, the fun factor, and B, the way that they have organized it, it just doesn't bother me as much. And I think of all of these, the one that's the most egregious is the
Salmon Run.
I was going to say it's the lobby, not being able to back out or switch your weapons. I feel like that would be such an easy patch.
If Destiny did all this stuff, you would lose your mind.
Destiny does. Destiny has timed events. Destiny has modes and maps that are only available certain weekends.
Yeah, but not like to this extent. No, modes are just like always available. They have like events that like will have like better loot in like certain modes or whatever. But like,
I mean, Sparrow Racing is like once a year.
Well, that's not like a real mode. Like not like Salmon Run. Like that, like to me, Salmon Run is a pillar in what Splatoon 2 is. Like that's like one of the big new additions, and that's just not here all the time. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't like Salmon Run enough to be bothered.
Yeah, and not being able to switch weapons kind of ridiculous. But you know, it's Splatoon. I personally accept that it's my Nintendo goggles. I would not accept that from any other game. If another multiplayer game does all this, I'm not playing it.
That's all.
But it's like,
dude, it is. It's like our Nintendo goggles. That's what it is, man.
But at the same time, think about this. Okay, in Call of Duty, you know, you're going menu to menu to menu, so it would be even more frustrating. Here, they kind of have this like weird world setup where it's like, oh, you're this Inkling, and you're going into the elevator to go up and, you know, do turf war, and then you go down the sewer to go to single. And so it's like more. They've built more of a cohesive world, so some of it seems a little bit acceptable. I don't think it's good. I wish all this stuff would be different, but they've at least tried to build some reasoning into it.
Yeah, I'm not going to see it. I mean, we can move on from this.
All right.
Mario says, "Let's go, Mario. Can't wait for the new Mario games." And then Debstool says, "Mario LOL." And then we have Rice Yeti says, "Maritroid." And then Dr. I why do I have to read so many names? I'm the worst with names. Dr. Minjink says, "It's a me, Super Mario." Okay, sorry. This is the weirdest thing.
So this is an important dilemma. Is it Mario or Mario? Do you find
it's
folks?
Mario, but I just like that people say Mario, and I like that somebody took their time to make a specific Mario account and then comment, and then people followed along with it, and there was like 12 more comments past this.
Yeah.
It's a Super Mario.
Maritroid or Marytroid sounds like something from Splatoon. Like it's an evil fusion of like Callie and Marie and a robot.
I think it's supposed to be like it's supposed to be like their version of messing up Metroid, but I don't even know what it is. Or it's like
Matroid.
I don't know. It reminds me of Mary Poppins for some reason.
Donkey Kong and Matroid.
Yeah, Donkey Kong and
yeah,
Mario.
I really don't like those. Well, I really don't like when there's like that like I don't even know what you call it, like an arrogance almost to feel like, oh, like I loved playing Super Mario, and like as if like that was what it was called initially.
I don't know how you could ever think that, but that's okay.
Right? Isn't it like to me? I've always found that people from the East Coast call it that.
Really?
Like I think it's an East Coast thing. Like it's
I've heard people from other countries say it like that too.
Oh, okay.
We want you to weigh in. If you call it Mario, why? What is the reason behind this nonsense? Let us know in the comments below. Until then, though, we have a little comment.
All right, level upper forever. I don't even know. Level Apple.
Apple? It says Apple.
Level Apple forever. It says 1.22 million people actually got scammed buying 1-2 Switch? Question mark.
It's not that bad.
Oh my god.
Right, there was multiple comments like this, like how did 1-2 Switch sell 1.2 million? But it is 1.2, so it's 1-2. So maybe it's just a funny number, a joke.
You guys know I am not the one to. I agree with you, Level. I don't know what to call you. I'm gonna call you Level. I agree with you. I am not on the Zach train. It's not that bad. That's not me.
We should go back and play it and see how good it is now, because there was some decent
how
mini
good
games.
it is.
I'm gonna call this guy Vapel forever.
Okay.
Okay, that's not his name.
Well, like the brackets.
I think they're L's. That's why his big picture is just an L.
Well, whatever. But you can't, okay, first of all, you can't be scammed into buying anything. That's not really a thing.
Wait, yes, you can. How many?
Not a video game. It's not like they said there's 150 games and then there's actually only 20.
Yeah, well, no, you can be scammed into buying video games.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
Well, not this one. There was no scam involved.
No, this isn't a scam. If you bought 1-2 Switch, you knew what that was.
100%.
Yeah. No, but you can be scammed into buying games. Just this isn't one of those cases.
I hope this makes into our title. 1-2 Switch scam.
I think there's very few games, and they would have to be from very small publishers that are going to scam you into like, oh, it has multiplayer, single player co-op, and then actually it doesn't. Like
that'd be funny. I mean, it'd be terrible for the consumer, and I would hope that they get refunds. But that'd be like really funny for some indie night developer to make this game and promise everything, and then it's just like
it has a trailer, but the trailer's completely for a different game.
That'd be funny.
1-2 Switch is not great at all, but it is that very typical launch game that takes advantage and showcases the features of the system.
Yes, fun. I will say this: fun can be had with 1-2 Switch. It absolutely can.
August Elliott wants more fun and says, "I'm waiting for the Salmon Run is available at all times update." A lot of
think
people
that happens?
agree. I don't think it does. I think Splatoon and Nintendo are committed to really controlling the player base, and
why?
Because
they're forcing you to make real life friends so you can play it locally.
Well, I think it's because they want to maintain the longevity, and they want to, it's kind of just their way of really.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
All right, so I buy Splatoon 2, right? I'm really excited. I really like Splatoon 1. I'm excited for Salmon Run because it's a big new addition to Splatoon 2. A couple of my friends get Splatoon 2, and we want to play Salmon Run. That's the thing we want to do. We go to play Salmon Run. Hey, you guys can't play Salmon Run.
Oh, you can come back tomorrow.
Okay, sure, but then
but
we're all busy. Yeah, but we're all busy tomorrow.
Okay, then come back the next day.
Do they have?
Okay, it is a dumb thing. My question is, do they ever have events with like Salmon Run like they do with Splatfest? Not the exact same thing, like choose a side and then play Salmon Run to get the most points. But I don't know if is there a way that they're gonna do, since it is a limited thing like a Splatfest, if they're gonna do like any events based around it.
Well, I'm just gonna quickly add Max Gallo's comment here. His next comment, he says, "What do you guys see happening in the future of Splatoon 2? Do you think it'd be tons of new maps, weapons like the first one, and we can just group this discussion together?"
They've already added a couple of weapons. We have a new dualies and a new brush. I forget like the exact name of them.
Paintbrush and dualie sculptures.
Yes, you're much better at that than I am. But you are brushing over. Get it? The brush. You get it? I think you're brushing over the Salmon Run thing. Like I think you I don't know.
I think we're brushing over it because I don't think Nintendo's ever going to change it. I think they made their decision and they're not going to be like, okay, yeah, we've messed up here. You can
I think it's important to acknowledge that it's not a good decision. Then.
Oh, fully. I fully will tell you it's not a great choice. I don't think it is a design decision that I'd ever make or ever request to be made. But it's the one they made, and I frankly don't think it's. I don't think it's all that horrible because I don't think there is enough longevity in Salmon Run to play that thing every day. So
we won't know because we can't play it every day.
Well,
you play it locally.
Yeah, and I feel like it's more one of those things that they want to have it be this event based thing. And I think, Jake, I think you're right. If they did do more events around it, like, oh my god, there's this, I don't know, they have salmonids, so all of a sudden there's this catfish attack and you have to like fend off a new kind of enemy, on a week or a weekend or something like that. I think it would make more sense why it is segmented in the way that it is. As of now, yeah, it makes no sense. Why do it? Their answer would probably be, we want to make sure that the player pool is full every time we open up Salmon Run, but this game has sold tons so far, so that should not be an issue, and I don't think you should prepare for the worst case scenario right from the beginning. That's something that you could modify later if you need to make an adjustment and say, hey, Salmon Run is seeing low player count, so we're going to switch it and try to funnel players in specific days, but doing it from the start seems odd at best. Yeah, I'll fully admit that. I don't think that. To me, yes, Salmon Run was one of the big new things I was excited about, but after playing it, Salmon Run is something that I don't really care about. So I guess it just doesn't bother me as much.
All right, that's fine. So then to August's question here, he says he's waiting for the Salmon Run available at all times thing. Do you think that ever happens?
No.
No, you don't think they ever like budge on that?
I think we get more maps. I think we get more weapons. I think obviously we get tons of gear. I think we get Splatfest.
I want some new hairstyles.
Yes.
Yes. I want new hairstyles so bad. I don't like the very few that are in there.
I think something like that, like a squid.
I've seen a pretty cool concept art for some hairstyles.
An Inkling aesthetic update would be totally possible. I think they could do events with Salmon Run. I think that's totally within their wheelhouse. I think some challenge stages or things of that sort, some like high score type things are possible, but I don't see them backtracking on their fundamental structure of how the game is played.
Yeah, I mean, because they can always just include more Salmon Run maps and things.
Yeah, like that. And that would really expand it a lot. If they include more Salmon Run maps or more of those modifiers, there's like high tide, low tide. If there were some more things like that, that would be great.
Yeah, maybe the ability to like choose your like own loadout and stuff for Salmon Run. Like there's a lot that they can do there, and hopefully they do it. A lot of people bought the game. I think a lot of people are making their voice heard about this whole Salmon Run. Not a fiasco, but that's still the word I'll use.
Yeah, it's not a good thing.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's fine. Like Splatoon 2 is still like a really good game. I still recommend people get it. Like the online is so good. But as far as updates, you're probably right. Weapons and maps.
And this is not justifying their choice at all. Because again, let me repeat, I still think it's a dumb decision. But it sort of seems like Nintendo's attempt to design a game as a service. Look, they have this app where you can order clothing at any time of the day. You can track your stats. You can come back and play Salmon Run. You can play Turf War. You can dive into the ranked. You can do the league battles. There's Splatfest. Like, it really feels like their attempt to design a 2017 game that has events and has different timings and brings people back and kind of is their MMO/Destiny/ hip, cool thing. And do they do it 100% well? No. Do they do it even 50% well in the case of Salmon Run being limited? No. But it feels like they want to give more of that feel to Splatoon 2 than just like, a shooter that happens to have modes. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of indications in this game that they really wanted to create more of a, immersive service or a 24/7 experience, given the app, given the timings, given the Splatfest and all of that.
Yeah. And it's doing really well for them, so congrats on that. Catherine Sivelingham? I can't.
Sivelingham?
That says, I need help. Should I get Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or Splatoon 2 for Switch? I can't choose. This is an easy answer. If you played Mario Kart 8 before that isn't Deluxe, then you easily get Splatoon 2. If you've never played either, that's where the tough choice is. Like, if you like Splatoon... I mean, because we don't have context.
I will make it super simple for you. If you are someone that mostly plays your Switch solo, mostly plays games alone, then get Splatoon 2. If you're someone that plays games with siblings, significant others, friends, a lot of times locally, then get Mario Kart.
I think it also just depends on like how much you enjoy Mario Kart. Because I think Mario Kart... Racing. Well, yeah, and just like, I don't know, Mario Kart was like really fun initially for me, but now it's like kind of died out. And Splatoon 2, like I feel like keeps it more fresh, to use their terminology, with like Splatfest and things like that. So I'm more, granted, it is newer, but I feel like I will be playing Splatoon 2 longer than I played Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Sure.
Just remember, don't get cooked. Stay off the hook.
Dude, I'm avoiding hooks left and right like Patrick.
Also, do you enjoy seeing Pearl every day? Then get Splatoon. Do you enjoy seeing Pink Gold Peach every day? Then get Mario Kart.
There you go. Switch Speedster says, do people still remember ARMS? And he has a BIF icon, which is great.
Zach's extended family still playing ARMS a whole bunch, right, Zach?
Yes, and it's a perfect question because we have someone just asked about Mario Kart and Splatoon. Ooh, almost sneezed. ARMS should factor into that as well. Sorry, that was awkward. ARMS was a $1 million seller, which I think is very impressive for 15 days, less than 15 days. And for a brand new IP in a kind of niche genre, that's really good. I do remember ARMS. I am feeling the content crunch. I definitely wish there were more things to do in that game, but I still think it's a very high quality Switch title.
This is where I give a pass this time. We're flipping the table here.
Yeah. Switching the table.
How the turntables have the Michael Scott thing. But I feel like, hey, this is a fighting game. Content updates are not super regular. Like Street Fighter V, for instance, it's not a Street Fighter that people like at all. But it's not like that's getting constant. It's a fighting game. You go in there and you fight people. New characters more often would be great. But we just got Max Brass not long ago. So
I just think let's not compare it to Street Fighter V, which is pretty much universally abhorred. Let's compare it to Injustice 2, which has infinitely more content. Injustice 2 has not only a fully fledged single player, but it also has those daily rotating multiverse mission style fights.
But NetherRealms is at the top
of the heap.
Injustice 2 or Mortal Kombat, those are not the regular fighting games. Those are known for having these story modes with cutscenes and all that.
Sure.
most other fighting games don't have that, right? Blaze Blue, whatever you want to pronounce. That doesn't have that. Street Fighter generally doesn't have they have cool little anime stuff at the end of
I'm not even pushing for a single player. I just think if ARMS maybe had a daily challenge or something like that, where you can unlock new skins or I don't know, just something to draw me back besides just playing more multiplayer. Don't get me wrong, I love it. I will kick butt with Kid Cobra for a long time, but Splatoon 2 seems to have far more opportunity to there's a reason to keep playing Splatoon. There's so many levels, there's so much gear, and I get that ARMS is a different genre.
You can only play 2 of those levels at any given time, but sure.
I feel to me it's a no-brainer between ARMS and Splatoon 2. And
I wouldn't say that personally, but okay. Different people. I think you can't go wrong though. And I mean, the question here isn't Splatoon versus ARMS. The question is, do people still remember ARMS? I still remember ARMS.
I remember. I have not played it since Splatoon 2 came out.
Yeah.
All right. Hi YouTube. Hi YouTube.
Hi YouTube.
It says I'm addicted to Gabe. I'm addicted to Gabe's. I'm gonna give him a personality. This is the cat talking. I'm addicted to Gabe's voice. I don't know why. It's like loud asthma.
This was in reference to one of my videos. Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, unanimously agreed upon.
Hi, pretty kitty.
Gabe, you found a new pet. You found a cat that wants to be with you forever and always.
You just soothe him with your voice, and he'll never attack you.
Well, cats don't generally attack me.
Well, maybe we know why now.
Yes.
I wish if I were a superhero, I'd definitely be Catman. I would dress like as a big grumpy cat and I'd go around saving people.
You'd basically be like Catwoman but furry.
Yeah, basically. But thank you about my voice. I understand I'm loud. I just don't understand the ASMR. I feel like that's kind of a contradiction, but so am I. So thank you. Bubbles says, "Oh hi, I'm the new Ouija. You should be loving me and like all my comments." I lied.
Okay,
Bubbles
I put this up here.
There is some disdain for Ouija in the comments.
No, but see, I put this comment. I suggested this comment for one reason only. It wasn't even about the Ouija thing. It was that we have a new version of text. Not only do we have bold, not only do we have italic, now we have this mini text.
I don't like it. The text.
It's so small.
Yeah, I don't like the text.
I want to comment about the fact that there is a Lego head with Mario's face drawn on it on the beach.
Where's Cappy? Why is Cappy not thrown at this Lego?
I think it's Luigi, not Mario, looking at his mustache.
Okay, Luigi on a Lego person.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's a Lego person or just some weird wooden bead structure, and it's definitely not at the beach. And I think it's a Luigi on a
I thought it was laying on a towel with a sandy beach behind.
No, I think it's supposed to be because Ouija is Ouija, like Luigi, and so this is like a fake Luigi.
Oh, God. Okay, first of all, Ouija is good people. Second of all, your new font is kind of putting me in a trance. So
that's what I'm saying. Now we have a third type of text in our comments.
Job well done.
All right, IC127 says, "What if there was a new 4-player deathmatch mode in Splatoon where everyone has their own color and is by themselves?" And this sounds freaking fantastic. Or like co-op, like 2v2v2v2. Instead of
I like the 2v2v2. I think 1v1v1v1 would just literally be so much ink. You know when you get in the slow mo, you're like and can't walk. I feel like it'd just be 4 people like slow mo moving towards each other.
But if it's a deathmatch where it's based on like kills instead or splats instead of covering ink, I feel like people would play it a lot differently. And I think it'd be super interesting and like see people's weapon choice and stuff like that. And like sneaking up on people in squid form and then like splatting them at the last minute, I feel like would be really cool. Or the 2v2 thing would be really cool as well, like having a partner in crime as you go through. I don't know. I feel like
I'd be down for it.
Splatoon has like so many like ways you can play it, and there's just so many different. I don't know. It just sounds really interesting to me. So instead of giving us Salmon Run 24/7, give us some new modes like 2v2v2v2 or 1v1v1v1.
Lone Squid. Yeah, I kind of wish League Battle was structured in that way instead of just being a score chase.
Then you could push Smash Bros a little bit later too.
There you go. Pokemaster 911. Be careful with those buttons. Says, "I'm considering selling my NES Classic." Oh, they have their own emergency. "I'm considering selling my rare, out of print NES Classic to buy a Switch. Should I do it?"
This is going to be unpopular, but I say absolutely. I don't see the point. Like in an NES Classic, like if it's just going to be like in a corner somewhere and you're never going to touch it and you only have it because it's rare. I'm not saying that's your case, Pokemaster, but if that is, I say sell it, dude, and get a Switch because you'll be playing the Switch. I don't know how much you play your NES Classic.
Yeah, I guess it's a like you have to think for yourself if you want something that's like a collector's item to sit on your shelf forever that you probably won't be able to get another one if you sell it, or do you want the thing that you're actually going to use and play every day as opposed to just something that's sitting on your shelf to look at? Because you can probably get a Switch eventually, especially with the holidays coming up. But it's just, do you want something that you can actually use now and you're going to be continuing to use, or do you want something that's going to stay on your shelf for presumably ever?
Because Zach here is a good case study for what the NES Classic is. It's very cool to have, Zach, but when's the last time you touched it?
Yeah, it's a collector's item, for sure. And, if you are a hardcore collector and that means a lot to you, great. I still would say, yeah, if it's between one or the other, sell it and get the Switch. You'll have opportunities to play NES games soon on the Switch as well. So, that's right there.
Hopefully, we hope.
Well, they've committed to NES games, so that's for sure happening. So right there, boom, I think that does it. Unless you're like this hardcore Nintendo person and this NES Classic was part of your epic shrine. I mean, I would... as someone who does collect stuff, I still think that leveraging all the fun you could have for the Switch just to keep this thing for like Gabe said, display purposes most likely, yeah, I think you do it.
Yeah. Jamie Tate says, "Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm thoroughly entertained by Splatoon 2." That's
beautiful.
Yeah, I love your poetry, Jamie.
It's
Nice
almost as
inclusion.
colorful as Zach's Joy-Con collection. Oh, that's what the last commenter could do. Pokemaster, you can drop collecting the classic editions and just collect Joy-Con like Zach does.
It's addictive.
They have SNES ones and GameCube ones, so I mean
Custom
maybe
ones.
what?
Custom ones.
Yeah, I know. So you could get
Yeah.
custom like NES ones to take place of your NES Classic Mini.
There you go.
That's an idea. All right, K Cruiser says, "Say it with me now, new Mega Man, please."
New
Son.
Mega Man, please.
New Mega Man, please.
Oh, you should say it with me, not after me, like a
Okay,
repetition.
let's try again.
All right, ready? Say it with me now.
New
Mega
Mega
Man,
Man,
please.
please.
God, I feel like a teacher and never want to do that again.
All right, but or just give us the old Mega Man.
Yeah, I mean, I think like a Mega Man,
Well, 'cause
11 would be really cool, but
Collection 2 is coming to other platforms. Why can't we have Collection 1 on Switch?
why can't
Or
we have Legacy Collection 2?
Yeah, that's what
Why
somebody
can't we have
said.
a double pack?
Sure.
Every Mega Man game in existence on the Switch.
Well,
Here,
this-
I'll go out on a limb and say that it's coming. One of the collections is coming to Switch. I will
This is
say that.
in reference to Capcom being impressed and happy with the sales of Street Fighter on Switch and wanting to bring other games, and so people, debating if it's going to be new things or going to be a lot of remakes or ports or what, like a Resident Evil 4, since that, debuted on a Nintendo platform, bring that back, give us some new Mega Man. I think, yeah, Capcom's back catalog is a great one to bring to Switch at the right price, but I would be totally down for new Mega Man, especially after the poopy taste that Mighty Number 9 left, and if you've been paying attention recently, they ship people the physical copies and the boxes aren't even assembled.
And I said this during the Capcom video, but I just want to throw it out there because I want it to happen. Dragon's Dogma would be such a perfect fit for Switch. Like, it's like this big RPG, and it was on last gen console, so it could probably definitely run on Switch.
Right.
So
a
I
good
just wanted
choice.
to throw that out there. Yeah, that's
Alrighty.
another Capcom joint.
Gaming Lord says, Team Ketchup or Team Mayo? Make your alliance. I hate the way that they did this again. Why did they give Ketchup to Marina?
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Let's go Mayo.
I feel like we have to, so we don't just play our own team again.
Let's go Mayo. Let's go Mayo. See, even rhymes. It works out perfectly.
Plus, if you read them backwards, Mayo is Oyam, and Ketchup is Buchtek.
Close? Yes, but oyam sounds very delicious.
Gabe, tell us about what you feel about Ketchup.
John Smith says, I understand the ports for speed purposes and some will pique people's interest. I think we will see Mega Man and Resident Evil remastered. But what really sells are exclusive games on the Switch. It's not just that Nintendo makes great games. Many of us own a PS4 already and can play the games we want. So we want Nintendo Switches for original games. Make it a new Beautiful Joe or create a new IP and people will get excited and buy it. So that's Wonderful 101. I know that was a cheap shot, but
Yeah, getting a little saucy there, Gabe.
That's not
Yikes.
always the case. That's not always the case, is what I'm saying.
I'd be totally down, honestly, for a Resident Evil 4 Switch version.
Where you play it though?
Yes. I'll even be down for I don't know. Some stuff, some people were suggesting, like Devil May Cry. I don't think that fits on Switch. I mean,
Why not?
I just don't think that's. Maybe we get Bayonetta, but I don't know. I don't feel like
Beautiful Joe would be fun.
Yeah,
A
Beautiful
new
Joe would
one.
be good. I think.
Then he could be in Smash too. Ooh.
I mean, I do like your idea of exclusives. I think that is critical. So if you did find a way to make a new Mega Man, I don't really think a new Resident Evil Switch exclusive is either plausible or really a good idea.
Yo,
Mega Man Legends 3 exclusively for Switch.
you guys like crossovers? What if they had a Mega Man blaster cannon arm in Splatoon?
Ooh, there we go.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
I also would like to see MVC Infinite, but that's not happening.
I don't know if I want that game.
I liked it a lot at E3. I think that the demo that was
Every-
at E3 was better
everything
than what
people-
presented previously.
Everything people say makes me just not care about that game. But this isn't.
Beautiful Joe is
For
a
sure.
beautiful man, and I would like that. Or a new IP. Yeah, I think you're right. If we look and see, what does a third party need to do to compete with Nintendo's behemoth of a catalog? Splatoon's going to sell. Even ARMS sells. Even 1-2 Switch sells. Mario's going to sell. Zelda, crazy seller. Mario Kart, crazy seller. I don't know that just bringing a port really is what does it, right? So I think you got to do one of two things. Either you got to find a way to get in bed with Nintendo, a la Ubisoft, or you have to do something that is an exclusive. So I do, John, I do agree with your thought process. At the same time, I agree also with your first statement that ports for speed and filling out the catalog for cash, if that can then fund a new IP, that's probably the best case dream scenario.
Yeah, what if they did that? What if like third-party companies came and took like smaller characters like Captain Toad or Birdo or like Waluigi and like made games like with their software, but like that character.
Toad May Cry. It's like this insane combat game where Captain Toad is just going ham on all the radishes.
Okay, no, I didn't mean like that. I mean, keep it somewhat true, like Ubisoft did. But you know what I mean? Like the games that we kind of want or people want to see being made that Nintendo can't get around to because they're making so many other like mainstream games. What if these other companies came in and like borrowed smaller characters and made other games like that? I think that'd be cool.
All right, Jake, you gonna? Oh, sorry, Gabe.
Gabe has more opinions.
No, well, no, I was just gonna say like last thing here, just sort of on the topic here.
Oh my God, I have it. I know it. They need to do this. This is what Capcom has to do, and they'll win everything ever.
All right, what do they have to do?
A new Zack and Wiki for the Switch. Yes.
There we go.
Boom. Done. Perfect. So perfect. That game was amazing on the Wii, and the Switch has all the technology for it. It's beautiful.
Wondrous.
I was just gonna say that I'm gonna be interested in the sales for Kingdom Battle. Just because it's not a Nintendo game. Yes, it has Mario in it, but it's not a Nintendo game. So then if maybe other publishers can like emulate that and maybe even take a Nintendo property and do some like weird stuff with it, that could be cool.
That's my new most hype plausible game is a Zack and Wiki for the Switch.
Sure.
It was basically like a real life escape room. Some of those levels were difficult. Oh my gosh, please Capcom make that happen. That would be amazing. All right. Moving on. Are we done?
Are you gonna be mom or are you gonna be me?
What?
Are you gonna be mom or are you gonna be me?
I'm gonna be. I don't care. I don't know why we're doing this as a role play, but I'll be mom. Okay, so this is from Julie Jian. Says, okay, I'm mom. Why did you buy a new Nintendo?
Mom, just because the company's called Nintendo doesn't mean all products are called Nintendo. Jeez.
I think it's a girl, but okay, spot on impression there. So I think this is pretty funny because a lot of people do this like with video games. Like they just call anything Nintendo. Like stop playing Nintendo. Did this when we were little. Yeah, like, stop playing Nintendo. We're like, Mom, we're playing PlayStation 1 or Dreamcast.
Yeah, well, eventually, like even the Xbox was like, stop playing your PlayStation. I'm like, dude, it's an Xbox show. But
I like the Nintendo joke.
I think it's just funny that like this was on the Joy-Con video. So if it's like you go and buy a new set of Joy-Con and your mom's like, why are you buying more Nintendo?
Stop buying so many Nintendo, Zach.
Speaking of Joy-Con, Xavier Brick Studios says, we need orange and purple. Then we will be able to have a full rainbow of Joy-Con. I don't know if that makes it a full rainbow, but it gets pretty darn close. Oh, does it? Yo. Here's my prediction.
White? White?
Another
white is not part of the rainbow, Gabe.
Yes, it is.
No, it is not. Have you ever seen a rainbow?
White is the culmination of a rainbow. White is every color and light put together.
Okay, but is this really all yellow, red, blue, green, pink? Is orange and purple all they need?
I mean, for like basic Roy G. Biv colors, kind of.
We can. Oh gosh, I need orange and purple.
Dude, but here's my prediction. Metro Prime 4, Samus's new suit is going to be orange with some purple on it, and then they can do an orange and purple double pack.
There you go.
That's just a really far way to go. Maybe there'll be a new Pikmin that's orange, and they'll do orange and purple Pikmin.
All right, we need to wrap this up soon because I am heading out of here, so let's run through these last ones quickly. Hippie105 says, the Joy-Con look like Patrick's pants.
True, fact.
They really do.
Zach, you take the rest. Go.
The Heroic Nerd says, Nintendo, just make a left Joy-Con with a D-pad, please. This one I'm going to give a little time to because I wanted to ask your opinion on, now that we're, 5 months in, how you feeling about that button pad?
I'm okay with it still. I mean, I've played Splatoon 2 with both, which granted use the stick, but I don't know. I feel like it's fine. I don't mind it because I always like more definitive D-pads anyways, but that's just me.
Yeah, I use the Pro Controller most of the time.
Yeah. The times that I found it to be an issue is like with Goner, like stuff like that, where I want fine-tuned movements and I want to really be able to, navigate a platformer. I do wish it had a D-pad, but yeah, you can dock it. It's something you get used to. I think a lot of things are just based on familiarity, right? Like Joy-Con now to me doesn't feel small, it doesn't feel weird. Whereas I just let one of my friends, now that I moved, who I haven't seen in a while, hold it, and he's like, "Man, this feels heavy. Man, the Joy-Con feels small. Man," and I was like, I think it's just a familiarity thing for a lot of it. But a Joy-Con Pro that had a D-pad, I think, is something Nintendo could do. And would you buy one?
No.
Maybe.
I would buy one just for those retro indie games.
Yeah, because you buy everyone.
Okay. Sheesh. Let us know in the comments if you would buy a Joy-Con Pro. Javinwo says, Jake, I think this is supposed to be towards me, though.
It is 100%.
Zach, that's me. I love you, man, but you get way too excited over neon Joy-Cons. Always got to watch the videos to see your reaction. Well, thank you for watching. And I genuinely love them. I have sent pictures of them to all of my friends. I am actually staring at it right now. I brought it to show my girlfriend's family, and I am enjoying the very vibrant colors. I am still concerned about the cardboard quality of the Nintendo warehouse and factory, but I love my Neon Joy-Con.
It's inking. It's the way you can ink on that type of cardboard. They don't have the full range of colors.
Gotcha. Well, I do hope they bring us orange and purple. I would love a full compliment, and I love to see all of your comments and thoughts and reactions. We all do, so keep them coming as we prepare for a quarter century of CommentForce. 25 is around the corner, and we are aging like a freaking rat. So until that time, we hope you enjoyed. If you're having a hearty breakfast, enjoy that. If you are sleeping and listening to our dulcet tones and being loud ASMR'd by Gabe, enjoy that. If you are in the snow, enjoy the snow.
All right, so can we get?
I like that he has to go, yet he still figures out a way to do this.
What are you doing, man?
The only way you cannot enjoy it is
we're never gonna get to CommentForce 25 if you keep rambling.
If you gotta go, then you can't enjoy it. You just gotta go, and so I gotta go. Thank you guys. I did enjoy you though. I enjoyed all your company. I enjoyed all of it, and I'm gonna pack and skedaddle. So let's all have a freaking fantastic week, and we are going to make like ducks and quack out of here. Until next time, everybody, thanks so much for watching. For myself, Jake and Gabe, this has been CommentForce number 24, 2-4, 2.4,
No, 24.
24
Totally different number.
Is the actual number. And until next time, switch Fourth Edge out.
Switch Force out.